Hi everyone, Mike from the Excel Trainer here. If you're just starting out on your Excel journey and you've never created a formula, then this video is for you. If you want to follow along, you can download a copy of the demo file from the link in the description below. Now this is a partly completed sales report for Excellent Ice Cream, a US-based company that makes and sells ice cream. And to finish the report, I need to do some calculations, and that's where formulas come in. Formulas can be as simple as adding two numbers together, but they can also get really complex. It depends what you're trying to do. In this video, I'm covering simple formulas: addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. To calculate the total income for each flavour, I need to multiply the selling price by the quantity sold. In other words, the company sold 1,000 litres of vanilla ice cream and each container sold for $2.55. Now that could be dollars, could be pounds, doesn't matter. If I multiply the two together, we'll get the total income or revenue for vanilla ice cream. So let me do that. I'll go over to E2. Now all formulas begin with an equal sign. So I'll type that in. And then I can either type in B5 or I can click on B5. Doesn't matter which you do as long as you have B5 in the formula. The multiply symbol is the asterisk, and I want to multiply that by the quantity sold, which is D5, which I can either type in or with the mouse click on it. Press enter. We see the result in the cell and we see the actual formula in the formula bar towards the top of the screen. Now I could type in another two formulas, but the quickest thing to do here is just to copy that formula down. So point the mouse at the bottom right hand corner of the cell, get the little black cross and drag the mouse down. And what Excel does is it converts the formulas. So the first one was B5 times D5, and Excel converts it to B6 multiplied by D6 and B7 multiplied by D7. So it's keeping the reference to B and D, it's just changing the row number. To calculate the profit per item, I take the price that we sell the item for and subtract the cost of manufacture, which in this case is the cost of the ingredients to make one container of ice cream. So this one, I'll start with an equal sign and select B5 and subtract C5. Press enter. And I'll do the same thing with the copying. I'll just copy that formula down and Excel will change the B5 minus C5 to B6 minus C6 and B7 minus C7. So you can see that on a per item basis, our most profitable flavour is toffee and the flavour generating the least profit is strawberry. To calculate the total income, I need to add up the income for each flavour. So I'll start again with an equal sign and select E5 plus E6 plus E7 and press enter. To calculate the total profit or overall profit, I don't actually have an individual profit column. So this one's going to be a little bit more complex. I need to first calculate the total profit per flavour and add those together. So I'll start with an equal sign. And to calculate the profit for vanilla, that will be F5 multiplied by D5. So it's the number of items multiplied by the profit per item. But we've not finished there. I need a plus sign and I need to say F6 multiplied by D6 plus F7 multiplied by D7 and press enter. Now, when you have more than one mathematical symbol in a formula, and here we have two, the plus and multiply, Excel doesn't necessarily work from left to right. It obeys what we call the mathematical order of operations, where multiplication and division are done before addition and subtraction. In this example, it's not going to cause a problem. Doing the three multiplication formulas and adding them up will work. but I'll show you shortly an example of where it can cause an issue. Now, having said this formula will work, it's good practice from a maths point of view as well as an Excel point of view to wrap brackets or parentheses around each of those multiplication formulas. And Excel treats anything in brackets as a separate calculation. So I'll click up in the formula bar to edit the formula, and so that you can actually see it, because the formula bar is a little bit small, I'll do the editing in the cell. I'll type an open bracket before the F5 and a close bracket after the D5, an open bracket before the F6, close bracket before the D6, open bracket before the F7, close bracket after the D7. So it's in effect creating 3 multiplication formulas and adding the results of those together. As I said, in this example, it works with or without the brackets. Finally, the profit share. 20% of the profit is paid as a bonus to the employees. To calculate 20% of the profit, we multiply the total profit by 20%. So start with an equal sign, click on B10 because that's the total profit, multiplied by 20%, and press enter. And then to calculate how much each employee receives, we take the profit share figure and divide it by 40. Why 40? Because although it doesn't say here, I happen to know that there are 40 employees and everybody gets an equal share of the profit. So that formula will be B11, the profit share, divided by, the divided by symbol is the /40. So back to those brackets I mentioned earlier. Here I have a formula to calculate the average number of steps that I did each day last week. Given the numbers in column B, the answer of 41,000 can't be right. Same with the average temperature. I'd fry at 412 degrees. If we examine the formula, it's doing the division before the addition. So for this one, it's taking what's in B10 and dividing it by 7 and then adding it to B9, B8 and so on. The formula for the average temperature is doing exactly the same. What I actually want to calculate the average is to add up all the numbers and divide by 7, because that's how you calculate an average. Take the total and divide by the number of items. Both formulas can be easily fixed by wrapping the addition part in brackets, so Excel treats that as a separate calculation. So let's do the temperature one first. I'll go up to the formula bar and edit the formula. And I will type an open bracket before the C4 and a close bracket before the C10. So it's going to add up all those numbers and divide the answer by 7. And do the same thing with the average steps. Edit the formula, put in an open bracket before the B4, a close bracket after the B10, so everything in the brackets is done as a separate calculation and divides the result by 7. And those look much more realistic and accurate. Well, I hope that's been useful. As always, thank you for watching. If you did find the video useful, please give it a like. And if you'd like to stay up to date with what I'm up to, subscribe to the channel and subscribe to my free weekly newsletter at theexceltrainer.co.uk. But until the next time, have an excellent day.